It's almost impossible to believe that the team once heralded as the pinnacle of racing prowess has spent so much of this season in the shadows. Yet rumblings from inside the walls of Maranello suggest a dramatic resurgence may be closer than anyone expects. Whispers of a transformative upgrade, a remarkable leap in performance potential, and an operational sweet spot that has nearly doubled since the first sign of trouble. These are the ingredients of a comeback story too big to ignore. If what the insiders are saying holds true, we might be looking at a seismic shift in the competitive order, starting with Saudi Arabia. No one anticipated a 30% jump in consistency and raw pace from a team that's been struggling to hit its stride since the lights went out at the first race of the year. Yet sources close to the engineering department claim an internal data review revealed that ever since a crucial turning point late last season, the SF-25's performance envelope has expanded in ways few could have predicted. This alleged 3% improvement isn't just about top speed or cornering alone, it's about the car's range of operation and how often it can be pushed to its limit. In the high-stakes world of Formula One, every fraction of a second matters, and a broader operating window means fewer compromises in setup. Rival teams are already on alert, recognizing that if Ferrari can sustain this level of evolution, the entire midfield could be rearranged in a single weekend. Naturally, numbers like these spark intense speculation. Observers can't help but wonder if this is a marketing ploy, an effort to buoy the morale of fans and stakeholders. But insiders insist the data is real, and that this sudden leap isn't just a token upgrade, it's a carefully planned evolution designed to match the demands of circuits like Jeddah. Long before the season began, Ferrari's technical team realized the SF-25 was tricky to balance. Some circuits forced them to elevate the ride height, effectively crippling the car's aerodynamics. Others demanded tyre management so extreme that the car never found its true rhythm. While the world saw podiums slip away, the team was quietly compiling data to pinpoint the root of the car's sensitivity. Then came a breakthrough. They discovered that certain circuits, those with fewer bumps and less aggressive tyre wear, allowed the SF-25 to run closer to its ideal setup. Each time the team nudged the car toward that sweet spot, they noticed remarkable gains. The trouble was that these opportunities were fleeting, overshadowed by venues that forced them into compromise. A major revelation occurred when the engineers compared data from multiple races, including a particularly telling weekend in Suzuka. They found that the car's optimal operating window was nearly double what it had been just a few months earlier, hinting that their development direction was correct. If they could keep pushing in the same vein, there was a chance to unearth a far more competitive machine than the world had witnessed. In motorsport, sometimes the most transformative changes are the ones that look utterly ordinary. Observers track wings, side pods and front-end tweaks, but Ferrari's engineering team knew the real action was happening out of direct sight, under the floor. A revised floor package was introduced around the time of the season opener in Bahrain. On the surface, it didn't appear drastically different. No wild geometry or radical new materials. Insiders, however, hinted that the revised contours greatly improved how air flowed beneath the chassis. This change provided more stable downforce at lower ride heights, which had been an elusive target. While the results didn't translate into an immediate podium, there were undeniable signs of progress. The car's long-run pace took a significant step forward. In clean air, the drivers could clock consistent laps without the former drop-offs in performance. Team members quietly noted that had they been able to run the SF-25 closer to its ultimate configuration, they might have surprised the entire grid. Despite some lingering constraints, like the track surface and setup limitations, the signs of this upgrade's potential were unmistakable. Saudi Arabia's Jeddah Corniche circuit is known for high-speed sections, minimal bumps, and a design that rewards aerodynamic stability. It's not a place that punishes a low ride height or demands as much compromise on suspension settings. This is precisely the environment that the SF-25 craves. While some teams struggle to manage tyre temperatures on a surface with limited roughness, Ferrari's design philosophy promises them a lower stress scenario. Here, a stable platform and an efficient aerodynamic profile carry significant advantages. If Ferrari runs the car closer to the ground, it can tap into that newly optimized floor setup without worrying about excessive skid block wear or bottoming out on jagged curbs. This newfound synergy between car and circuit could be the perfect chance for the SF-25 to show its true form. Those behind the scenes suggest that once the team feels confident enough to lower the ride height, they'll reveal the kind of single lap and race pace performance that's been talked about in hushed tones for months. This season, a crucial storyline has been the dynamic between the two drivers tasked with extracting every ounce of performance from the SF-25. Both have distinct driving styles and have faced frustrations in a car that demanded compromise. However, each has steadily discovered secrets that play to their strengths. One driver's hallmark is a laser-like ability to adapt mid-race, constantly refining line choices and brake bias to squeeze extra life out of the tyres. The other has excelled at raw corner entry aggression, occasionally sacrificing stability for the chance to shave off a tenth or two on fast laps. When the car is too nervous or restricted, these qualities become liabilities. But with the SF-25 poised for a broader operational range, each driver could tap into their best habits without having to mask inherent weaknesses. Over team radio, they've both been dropping subtle hints that they've felt glimpses of the car's real performance. The frustration of never matching the top teams on Sunday was replaced by an undercurrent of optimism, a sense that if everything aligned, they could be back in podium contention. If Ferrari's data holds, then Jeddah isn't just a race, it's a litmus test for everything they've been developing. Engineers have had to contend with balancing top speed, traction and tyre management, but they're entering this weekend with more confidence than they've shown all year. They're no longer limited to the subdued settings that forced them to play it safe. This time the plan involves running the SF-25 low, lean and with minimal drag. The aim is to exploit that revised floor, letting the car maintain better stability through high-speed corners. In theory, the 30% broader operating window should grant them enough leeway to fine-tune for optimal race conditions rather than damage limitation. Rivals are watching closely. After all, if Ferrari's approach works in Saudi Arabia, it could signal a domino effect at subsequent venues. Suddenly, a car once viewed as inconsistent becomes a threat capable of upending the entire pecking order. The tension between expectation and potential slip-ups is palpable. Ferrari fans might be holding their breath, but the team is determined to convert hope into reality. In a sport where fractions of a second can alter championship outcomes, a resurgent Ferrari does more than just shake up the order at the front. It changes how everyone else strategizes. Rival teams must decide whether to respond with their own rushed upgrades or gamble on future tracks. The psychological impact is also significant. If Ferrari's leap proves genuine, then every time the red cars appear in a mirror, the competition knows it's dealing with a real threat rather than a fading memory of glory days. Sponsors, media, and even the casual fan base start to buzz with renewed energy when the prancing horse appears revitalized. There's an aura around the Scarlet machines that magnifies any signs of improvement. Once talk of that 30% operating window becomes visible on track, the entire narrative of the season shifts, fueling anticipation that perhaps the era of Ferrari's underperformance is over. Of course, an even bigger question lurks in the background. Can Ferrari maintain such progress across diverse track layouts and challenging climates? Jeddah may play to the SF-25's strengths, but the calendar is long, featuring circuits with punishing bumps and unpredictable weather conditions. This means the team's next challenge is confirming that the car's newfound range isn't a single race wonder, but a lasting advantage.